happy 4th of July. We are back with another D&D movie time. And today we will be watching the very scary movie that is right next to Cora.
What is it?
What did I tell you in the car? What movie? Do you not remember? Anyways, I've codenamed this movie Bruce, so you guys can see what it is. She doesn't. The reason why I told her the name of the movie was Bruce was because she doesn't remember a conversation I had with her a while back ago. And I know I've had this conversation with many people who don't know this about this movie. So, when we get back and we do the review part, I'll explain to her why this movie is called Bruce, or why I've codenamed this movie Bruce. But another reason why I've told her it was Bruce and not the actual name that you guys see on screen is because of the fact I've wanted to watch this movie with her for a while, being that she loves the ocean, and being that she likes things that are in the ocean, like dolphins and stuff. And since she's a big fan of Sea of Thieves. So, I've wanted to watch this movie for some time, but every time I've offered to watch this with her, she freaks out, which is so weird, because she has watched scary movies like Five Nights at Freddy's and so much more that are way worse probably than this movie. So, but since the movie takes place in their universe, it happens on the 4th of July. That is why we are watching it today for the 4th of July. So let's sit back, dive into the ocean, and explore this movie. Are you ready? Say bye.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws. This is Universal's extraordinary motion picture version of Peter Benchley's best-selling novel, Jaws.
I just found out that a girl got killed here last week. You knew it. You knew there was a shark out there. You knew it was dangerous. But you never go swimming anyway.
Barracuda. Dreyfuss. Huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July. Is it true that most people get attacked by sharks in 3 feet of water, about 10 feet from the beach?
Yeah. What we are dealing with here is a perfect engine. An eating machine.
We're not only going to have to close the beach, we're going to have to hire somebody to kill the shark.
And fish. But I'll catch him and kill him.
Did you hear your father? Now!
This shark. Swallow you whole. You're gonna need a bigger boat. That's a 20-footer. 25. 3 tons on them.
Hurry up, he's coming straight for us. Don't screw up now. Don't wait for me. Now! Shoot! None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws. Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Jaws. See it before you go swimming.
All right, so we just finished watching Bruce.
You mean?
What was it, really? Say the name.
Now you do it.
Jaws. Don't know why you can't just say it. So, not giving a score, just on general. Was this movie as scary as you thought it was going to be?
7 out of 10.
I didn't say give it a score.
I just did.
Don't. Was it scary, yes or no?
A little bit.
Anyways, so before we get into this review, though, and Cora starts telling us what the movie is about, let's start by saying Happy 4th of July, everybody. We hope you are staying safe on this 4th of July and moving into the weekend. So, Cora, tell us what Jaws was about.
So basically, a girl decides to go swim. She starts swimming as her boyfriend is simply saying that he's going, getting ready. And
Okay, you don't have to go into every little detail, just general.
every little detail is worth it.
Give them something to watch it for if they have it.
And instead of actually going, he takes a nap. And instead of going back onto dry land, she keeps swimming. Very stupid, and you should not do it, by the way. And she keeps swimming, and then she simply gets bitten by Brutus.
Brutus?
Not the one from Nemo. Finding Nemo. Isn't that what they call the shark? Brutus?
You mean Bruce? Bruce.
No, his full name is Brutus.
No, it's Bruce.
Brutus!
Whatever, just keep going. You're taking too long. Girl gets eaten by a shark. Then what happens?
Then basically they want to shut down the beach, but the beach, but instead.
Who's they?
Okay, the
Chief of Police?
Chief Police wants to shut down the
Brody?
beach, Brody. But instead of that happening, the male saying, "Oh, it's just bad accident. People can still swim. We need the money, blah, 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 stupid stuff." And instead of worrying about the shark. So then I think then a kid gets eaten. Then basically they closed the beach for a day. Here they get a shark, but still not the shark. It on so then they go ahead and start hunting for shark. And then they get the shark finally. But of course you can't do good without failure, so basically the entire ship sinks, we lose a person, and yes, 3 people go on the ship, by the way, to get the shark. People are, one gets eaten, ship goes bye-bye, 2 survives, and they basically craft their own little raft to get back to home.
Were you expecting the shark to blow up?
No. Like, I thought, like, he's gonna blow up from the inside, and, like, I didn't expect him to blow up, but I didn't expect him to blow up that big. Like, I just expected his intestines and all that stuff and his food to be gone, exploded. Well, his skin still remained, but I didn't expect. The entire shark is gone.
Yeah.
Great. You just ruined the future. We got a bear mattress. Where's the shark mattress?
Okay. Anyways, so that was Jaws, as interpreted by Cora. So, yeah, the reason why we watched this for, obviously, 4th of July is because the 4th of July is talked about quite extensively in this movie. And also, the reason why I picked this for this 4th of July is because next week is going to be Shark Week. So if you're like one of those people that likes to check out Shark Week, we'll be having Shark Week here on the channel.
Wait, we're gonna watch Finding Nemo?
No, we're not watching Finding Nemo. We don't even know if we have that. And that's not about sharks. There's a shark in it, but that's not about sharks.
A shark is a fish, so
But
fish in the movie.
to celebrate Shark Week, I'm going to pick 3 shark movies, and we will have 1 shark movie Monday, then 1 on Wednesday, and then 1 on Friday. We will have a triple feature for a triple review coming out next week. So, if you enjoy shark movies, or you want to hear us talk about shark movies, that's what's going to happen next week. But now we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we will give our final scores and thoughts on the movie. And yeah, we'll see you in a minute.
Bye.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new Guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend, Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
Alright, Cora, starting with you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Jaws?
A 9 out of 10.
Why a 9 out of 10?
There was a jump scare that creeped me out so bad that I wanted to poop my pants.
Okay. What did you like about the movie?
Everything that wasn't scary. Which jump scare was the only thing scary.
Yeah? So this movie wasn't as bad as you thought, was it?
The jump scare was so good.
Forget the one jump scare, jeez.
It scared me!
But speaking of that jump scare, did you notice how offbeat that was? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Okay, so the head pops out like a jump scare. The guy's dead head floats out into the hole. And there's the dramatic music, which tells you that this is a jump scare, because it goes from silent to dramatic music when the head pops out. But then the character who's seeing it kind of stares at it for like 5 seconds before he finally freaks out. And then he's like, ah! And he drops everything, and it's like, okay, that took a while.
I mean, it's 5 seconds.
Yeah, a lot happens in 5 seconds, though, in a movie. So.
His body was so scared it stopped it walking for a couple of seconds.
So who was your favorite character?
The guy that's hunted down Brutus.
Quint? The one that died?
No.
Or the National Geographic guy? The scientist?
Scientist.
Yeah. Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
I like Brody a lot. But.
His name is Brutus!
No, it's Brody. Adam Brody.
I'm talking about the shark.
I wasn't talking about the shark. I'm talking about the chief of police.
I'm talking about the shark!
And it's Bruce. Get it right. Stop telling me what I already know. What everybody knows. I told you, it's Bruce. That's why the shark's name in Finding Nemo was Bruce. Because it was a joke about Jaws. Now, Jaws was rated PG. Can you believe that? PG. But it's one of the reasons why they created the PG-13 rating in the future. I can't remember if this was exactly the one. I think it was Poltergeist was the first movie that was rated PG-13. But that was partly due to the fact that Jaws had been rated PG. So, did you have a favorite scene?
And
Like, what do you mean, end?
one shark blowed up into 100 million tons.
Oh, when he says, smile wide, you son of a bitch.
Pieces.
When he shot him with the gun. Smile wide, you son of a... Anyways. Alright then, moving on to my score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this an 8. For me, like I said, there was the one thing with the jump scare. It just seemed really off-timed. And maybe that's just because I've seen so many different movies since then that have been way better timed. But, I mean, I'm dead serious. You could really go back and check that for yourselves. There is a good count of how long it finally takes him to respond. And it's a little ridiculous. There's also the fact that it does require more than one watch. There were several scenes where Cora, and I can't blame her for this, that's why I had to pause and talk to her throughout the movie, because there are certain scenes where you just have so many different people talking, and the volume is all at the same pace, so it's hard for you as the viewer to try to figure out which conversation you're mainly supposed to be focused on. The two guys actually on screen or the people right next to them having a conversation. And since we're on the topic of the level of audio, one of the biggest things I noticed on this rewatch, so there's a scene where this girl is screaming, "Shark! Shark in the pond! Shark!" And Brody is on the beach. He is on the beach, which is probably like, it looks like it's like maybe a half-mile away, the distance he has to run. But he hears her clear as day screaming, "Shark! Shark in the pond!" And she's literally right next to the pond. She can see the shark in the water heading towards boaters, one of which is Brody's kid, and nobody in the pond heard this girl screaming, "Shark," and said, "Hey, maybe we should see if there's a shark around us." Nope, they just were totally oblivious. And then their one dude's boat got flipped and he started getting eaten. It's like, okay, that is totally on you guys. She's been screaming shark for like the last 2 minutes. You could have seen that shark way before it got to you. You guys clearly were not paying attention. And yeah, I get it. They might have water splashing, but with as loud as she was screaming, the fact that Brody could hear her all the way down to the beach while people were just freaking out over a joke, those people in the pond with the boats should have definitely heard her loud and clear.
Yeah, before the shark got it down, they should have just swam or took the boats as fast as they can.
Yeah, I mean, they could have at least gotten away and maybe nobody would have died and the shark would have just swam around and left. But no, they wanted to add another death, and it wasn't very believable. Like, okay, how does this one dude hear her over everything else going on over by where he is, and he's further away than the people who are literally practically right next to her, and they don't hear her? That's bull. So
maybe somehow.
And she spotted that shark well before it got to any of the boaters.
Maybe somehow he was deaf.
Yep. But that's just some gripes I have. I think honestly, there's some parts of the movie I find a tad boring. It is a very slow-paced movie for the most part. You are dealing with the politics of like a city or a town, I should say. And I get it. I mean, I understand where the mayor's coming from. If that is their primary time when they're going to make money, they need to have money to last. It's like harvesting a crop, you know. So I get the mayor's point of view, but on the same level, you think the mayor would have been more inclined to be like, okay, well, all right, we're going to shut the beach down for 24 hours. Let's hire Quint and make sure. You know, we've had a couple people die. Before we open up for July 4th, let's actually make sure we get this thing. Let's send Quint out. And we could have probably shaved off like 20 minutes of the movie.
No, when he could have shut it down with the beach when the first two kills happened, he didn't. Like, oh, we need the money.
Yeah, but there was a reason they needed that money. Because that's their only big source of income all year long.
I know, but worry about your people. If you open your life, there ain't gonna be nobody to give you the money. If you at least close
But
it.
they should have just made sure that they got the shark as quick as possible and then reopened. And they had already said they were going to shut it down for 24 hours, but they wasted that 24 hours when they had the beach shut down. And then it wasn't until that July 4th weekend when the shark was in the pond that they finally said, okay, let's hire him then and, actually do something about this. So.
Yeah, but of course you gotta have at least some dumb people.
I get it, but anyways. So we hope you guys are having a good or have had a good and safe 4th of July and doing fireworks safely. For those of you who don't live near a beach, hope you're having fun. For those of you who do live by a beach, though, please stay safe.
And make sure that you don't see gray rock shark. If you do, I request you move immediately.
Well, I'm not sure, but I think like most public beaches actually have stuff way out in the water to sort of drive the sharks away or to protect. And they always have guards on duty looking out for sharks. So.
Yeah, but you can see what that one interesting one boy that died.
But anyways, that is going to go ahead and wrap up this special. Like I said before, we went on our break. We will be doing a special week next week for Shark Week. In addition to our blockbuster summer hits that we started on this month. We have our first blockbuster hit coming tomorrow. And then we'll have one every Friday. So actually next Friday, you're going to get 2 reviews. One in the morning, one in the afternoon. One being our last Shark Week, and then one being our Blockbuster Friday. So, and that'll be all July for the Blockbuster Fridays, and Shark Week will be next week only. So, I hope you enjoy those reviews. I actually enjoyed watching this with Cora. I'm glad she finally stopped being afraid. Push her a little bit. She's seen so much worse stuff than this. Now I just gotta get her to start watching things like The Conjuring. Anyways. Oh yeah, speaking of that, Cora, by the way, thank you for reminding me. The little boy that got killed in this movie. He didn't actually die, but the actor who played the little boy that got eaten by the shark, his last name was Voorhees.
What?
Yeah, his last name was Voorhees, and he was a little boy who died in the water. Just like how in Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees drowned in the water at a lake. I thought that was just interesting. Because I think this came out in like the late 70s.
Coincidence? I think not.
I don't know. But that was just really weird that the little boy who died, the one little kid who died, had the last name Voorhees, so he dies in the water. So, I don't know if anybody else ever noticed that, but...
I mean, basically, any cat that takes place with a kill shark always happens in the water. So, of course, that boy had to die by the shark in the water.
Well, technically, Quint's death happened on the boat. when Jaws threw himself up on the boat and started chopping.
Yeah, but he weighted the boat down, which allowed the water to come in, and then he got eaten.
Yeah. But alright, that is going to wrap up this review. By the way, just a quick announcement. I am still doing my contest. Be sure to check the description below. If you send a picture of yourself with any one of the first 5 books I have out for the Guardian of Light, you'll be entered into my contest to win a free signed copy of Book 6 when it comes out in September. I will be announcing the winners at the end of August. So, get those pictures sent in and you might find your picture posted in a video. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and we will see you all in the next review.